1, go.
There's the drum roll. I'm getting hit because my head has been hit as the hi-hat cymbal now 6 times.
5?
5.
I
can't remember. My head hurts.
Anyway, what are we doing, Chaz? This is season 2, VideoCast 4.0.
Yeah. Maybe it's 4. Put your hand up there.
No.
Yeah, because see, that would be 400. No.
No, 4.0.
No.
Season 2, 4.0.
Take 5.
Yeah. Why are we doing a VideoCast today?
Because the people have asked to see more of me.
No.
That's what you told me.
Actually, yeah, there was one person on YouTube who wants to see more Chaz. And while I don't understand it, we are delivering. You ask, X Factory delivers.
At least until my lens breaks.
The actual reason we're doing this is that my good friend Steve, wave for the camera, Steve, just got a brand new Canon 6D body and lens, and he asked me on Friday, he says, Paul, is there anything I can video? And I said, you know what, we can do a video cast.
And so here we are.
Yeah.
Doing
more
a video
Chaz,
cast.
new camera.
Testing Steve's warranty. Yeah, because if his camera
I can see the cracks.
this,
I can see the cracks forming
starting to, you know, and the people should have this little kind of thing on their video.
Anyway,
you should see the screen.
I got my list. There it is. List.
What's on your list, Chaz?
It says Steve's camera. Paul's cubed.
Yeah.
The body. And whatever.
Okay, we can check. Do you want to tell us about your camera at all, Steve? I should mention, I mean, I don't think we've ever posted or mentioned this before, but Steve has done a lot of photography and video work for us in the past. You're not a professional photographer, although you've done some work, but he likes to come around. He's been friends with me since middle school, and we hang out, you know, play trivia or do whatever, and he's like, hey, can I come along to some races and shoot pictures? And I said, that sounds cool. And he's got really good really good camera equipment. And so some of the pictures, not all of them by any means, but some of the pictures that you see on our Facebook or our website or whatever were taken by Steve. And I think one of our videocasts last season, if you will, was shot with Steve's camera.
So where would we be without Steve? We'd probably be Y Factor.
Yeah, when he said I got a new camera, we said, sure, we'll do a video.
Yeah, and here we are testing the camera.
So
far the warranty seems to be
holding up.
Take 5.
You should see the cracks in the back of the screen.
Oh man.
Oh. Those cracks are bad? Well, okay.
Anyway.
So, we do want to talk a little bit about Paul's cube.
The cubed.
And the really unfortunate thing is that Paul had a bunch of dirt to kind of pick off of the tire, you know, sort of like that, the way dirt gets in the tire from his running yesterday. But we did that in take 1.
Yeah.
And so it's all done and you can't see that now, folks. I'm really sorry about this. It's not my fault that we're doing all these takes. I want you to know.
Right.
You know, it's that Paul says, you said a bad word.
Let's give them some good information instead of just drivel. We're pretty excited that we just got carbon fiber in this morning, the first kind of half of our carbon fiber order. It's the biggest order we've ever placed, actually.
By double.
I had to pause the router to shoot this video, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear either of us.
Yeah. Should I go turn on like the vacuum in the router and then they won't have to hear us?
No.
They can hear the
But anyway, so we're starting production on cube parts here in the shop. We have sent all of the CAD for the aluminum parts off to our various suppliers. So those things are rolling. We've got quotes in and
except for the motor plate.
Yeah, we're still working on the motor plate.
Yeah, no, not we.
Anyway,
you are still for a week on the motor plate.
Yeah.
Well,
it's been what
up with that?
We're trying to figure out if we can make a gear cover fit and how to make it fit and squeeze it in with the body and the chassis and the motor and everything else, and it's pretty tough.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Something tells me, by the way, this is brand new. This is a new flash. Something tells me that we will have a gear cover and the motor plate will take a gear cover, but that the gear cover won't come with the buggy because you won't need it for the buggy, but the people with the stadium truck and the short course truck,
so let's back up. For the cubed, we're making an updated motor plate. I mean, motor plate is a motor plate. It's a flat piece of aluminum with some holes in it. But we're lowering the motor by 1 millimeter. And I also, as
that's 30 thousandths for those 40,000
right.
for those who use good measurement.
Anyway, And I wanted to tweak the mounting holes for the motor plate so that they line up with the transmission case a tiny bit better. They've been off a little bit, and well, it's never caused an issue really. It's always bothered me. I'm kind of a perfectionist. So I've been working on that, and I wanted to see if I could make the B4 gear cover fit on the motor plate as well. And I haven't been able to make the B4 gear cover fit the way I wanted to, but we are going to
spent 3 days on that, folks.
It's been...
He did.
I've worked a lot. And, you know, there are people who have run the B4 gear cover, and you can make it, it'll fit on there, but it just doesn't, frankly, live up to the standards that I want our car to have. And so what I am doing is reshaping the motor plate to accept a gear cover in the future, and hopefully sometime early, middle summer, we'll have a gear cover for our short course in our truck mostly. You can put it on the buggy if you want. But so that should be coming. A lot of people have asked for that, and that's kind of exciting.
Yeah. So why is it that you were going so fast yesterday, but not so fast at the WRL?
I struggled at the WRL number 6. My car was kind of inconsistent, and what really had happened is that my diff had notched out. The outdrives had gotten notches, and I'd forgotten to grab a set of outdrives from here at the shop, and so I just had to drive with it. And I'm sure
this is where the dog bone pins.
Yeah, where the dog bone pin
wears kind of notches in your outdrives, and you just don't want that to happen.
And it kind of, I'm sure you guys know that, you know, it wears down a little bit, and then one run you just come back and you look at your car and you're like, holy jeebus, those slots are big.
See, now I can't use that, but you can use.
I didn't. Yeah.
You can. Oh man.
Anyway, like the outdrives just go. And that kind of happened to me like round 2 or 3 of qualifying.
What happens to your car when your outdrives are tough?
It just becomes really inconsistent. Like the way the car corners as it leans into the corner, and then as you drive out of the corner, that outdrive, that pin needs to slide cleanly in the outdrive. And in fact, it's an area that gives you a lot of traction, that friction and that kind of bind. But if the surface isn't smooth, if there's a notch in it, that pin will fall into the notch and not want to come out. So your car will hesitate and kind of want to spin out, or it just becomes hard to drive.
So the moral of the story is replace your outdrives by rebuilding your diff every
I mean when they wear out, you know. Me with the amount I drive, usually twice, sometimes 3 days a week if I'm at a bigger event. I generally have to replace my outdrives and CVDs every 2 to 3 months. Now that's to keep them in, you know, really, really perfect running condition. In this case, I've been driving those outdrives and CVDs since kind of February, you know, and I've been running my cubed a lot. So the next thing on the list, I have retrieved the list. Is the body. We're pretty excited. We've been emailing with the body manufacturer for the cubed, and we're getting that going. He has a cubed in his hands that he's had a chance to look at, and you know, he has a car to fit the body too.
That's a huge step.
And we're kind of starting to talk about, you know, what we want the body to look like, what kind of lines, where the cab should be, those kind of things.
Yeah, I just sent an email off to him this morning about exactly what angle we want the windshield to be on, and we think we may even have a rear window on our buggy cab.
I think it'll be pretty cool.
And what angle we want that to be on.
So
we're really excited. It's going to be a major cool body.
It's interesting. It's the balance between us as the company wanting, you know, we have what we want the body to look like, and then you got to trust the professional. You got to trust the guy who's making it to have an artistic sense and to make it all come together and make it look good.
The fact is,
you don't tell Michelangelo how to paint the ceiling.
Yeah. The fact is, he's the artist. We're the engineers. And what does an engineer know about art? Nothing. What do you know about art?
A lot. I knew that Michelangelo painted the ceiling.
Yeah, you knew that. Okay. The cameraman is waving at us that this is taking far too long. So
we're done with your list, because the last item on your list is whatever.
Yeah, well, whatever.
We'll leave you with that. Take care, guys.